let's get started. All right, welcome to the reorganization meeting. It's the first meeting on the agenda tonight, and then we'll be having our formal business meeting afterwards. So if everybody could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so for everybody who hasn't been to a regular meeting, this may look normal. For everybody who's been to a regular meeting, it's going to be kind of crazy initially. So the first thing we're going to do is elect a temporary president of the board, who will then swear in the new board members, and then we will elect a president for the year. So I am now going to open up nominations for a temporary president. Are there any nominations?
I nominate Amy Jane.
Amy Jane. Any other nominations? All right, hearing none, I accept the motion that nominations be closed. Is there a motion to close the nominations?
I'll make a motion to close the nomination.
Thank you. And a second?
I second that.
Thank you. All those in favor of closing the nominations, say aye. Motion passes 5-0. All those in, no, there's no nays. Just reading the script here. All right. We have to vote on the nomination? Oh, okay, just making sure. I'm just making sure.
It's my show now.
Just making sure you didn't forget something. You're in charge. I'm out of here.
Okay. This is all the power I have. Mr. Peterson, would you please certify the election results?
Certainly, thank you. I certify that we've received documentation that Rachel Galegas from Region 1 was elected to a 4-year term, Neha Madoff from Region 2, Wendy Litsky from Region 2, Jennifer Armstrong from Region 3, and Stephen Dittman from Region 3. Stephen couldn't be with us this evening, but he's already been sworn in as a board member.
All right, would my new board colleagues please join me up here for your swearing in?
Please take as many pictures as you want, and we will stay here as long as you take pictures.
Okay, now you will repeat after me. I, and then state your name.
I, Rachel Gallegos.
I, Jenna Armstrong.
I, Wendy Litsky. I, Neha Mehta.
Do solemnly swear that I will support,
Do solemnly swear that I will support,
obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States
obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States
and Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
and that I will discharge the duties
of my office with fidelity.
of my office with fidelity.
And with that, I congratulate you and welcome you to the Board of Directors of the Great Valley School District.
All right, you got to
Come
sign.
join us. Oh, now we must certify.
And I have some pens right here.
I'm going to sit and do this, Chuck, is that right?
Should we all sign here? Get a nice picture?
Families, if you'd like to take pictures, feel free to come up and do so as.
Just the first one.
That's the first one?
Yeah.
All right.
Because we're not doing this yet.
You can sign them after.
Thank you very much. We need to sign after.
Will do.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Now, okay. Okay, and I will now open up for nominations for board president. Are there any nominations?
I nominate Dave Guy.
Are there any other nominations? Okay, hearing none, I will accept a motion that nominations be closed. Do I have a motion?
A motion to close nominations?
Is there a second?
I second that.
Okay, all those in favor of closing the nominations with a nomination for Dave Barrett as president, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Okay. Mr. Barrett, I turn the microphone back to you.
Oh, thank you for the honor again to serve as president. I look forward to it and forward to serving the 8 of you, or 7 tonight plus Steve, so thank you very much. All right, so now the next process is to elect the vice president. So I'm opening nominations for vice president. Are there any?
I would like to nominate Amy Jane to be vice president. Enthusiastic nomination.
All right, are there any other nominations? All right, hearing none, I'll accept the motion.
I would like to make a motion to close nominations for vice president.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor of closing the nomination, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. All right, motion carries 9-0. All right, we have to elect a treasurer tonight because our former treasurer, Steph Gunderson, is no longer on the board. The normal election for treasurer is in May, so this position will be from now until May when that person could run again, but at least till, from now till May, I'm sorry. So do I have a nomination for treasurer to serve until, well, the term is till June 30th, but we'll re-elect in May.
I would like to nominate Brian Pollock.
Second? Oh, I know, I.
Not yet.
Motion to close the.
Not yet. Any other nominations? All right, hearing none, I will accept the motion now.
I made a motion to close nominations.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor of the nomination, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries 9-0. Congratulations. All right, the next thing we have to do is committee assignments. We have numerous different appointments and committees that we have to fill. The first one up is the policy committee. Samantha has been chair now for 6 months, 9 months, quite a while, doing a great job. I'm hoping you'll continue.
I would be.
I would be happy to continue.
All right. Rachel, you had, I gotta keep track of who's where, sorry. You had expressed interest in also serving on the policy committee?
Yes.
Is there anyone else? I need a third person.
I will stay on it if I need to, but if someone else is more interested.
It's up to you. Anybody else? No? All right. So that'll be Samantha, Rachel, and Jen. The Finance Committee is, generally has been a committee of the whole. We found it was more constructive that all of us are involved with that committee. It's usually run by the treasurer, so, Mr. Treasurer, will you accept the chairmanship of that?
Sure. I
Thank
accept.
you. All right. Facilities Committee is been run by Jen Armstrong over the past few years now.
I'd like to keep doing that.
You want to keep doing it? And then I've got interest from Amy, Wendy, and Steve, but I only need 2. So anybody not want to serve, or anybody have a burning desire to serve on this? Or
I found it to be such a great way to learn about the inner workings of the district, so I'd be happy to cede my seat to a new board member.
all right. All right, so we'll make the committee Wendy if you're still interested, and then I think Steve was interested, so I'll double check with him. So it'll be Jen, Wendy, and Steve for that committee. Just so, real quick, should have clarified this. Committees are generally made up of only 3 board members, and the reason is that way there's always a vote that can be decided. You can't have 5 because then you're having a school board meeting. So it has to be less than 5, and 4 is, you could have a 2-to-2 vote. So that's why committees are 3 people, just, when it's an official committee. But anybody else on the board is welcome to attend a committee meeting as a member of the public. All right, just to make sure everybody is aware of that one. The next committee is the Instructional Technology Committee, chaired by Brian. Still interested in serving as the chair?
Still interested in that.
And I know Samantha's very interested in getting on that committee. Still
I am
interested?
still very interested,
Yes?
yes. I'd like
Okay,
to see the
good.
time adjusted to make it a little easier for me to get there, but
Yeah,
yes.
well, that's,
Yeah, we can do that.
times are flexible. And then, is anybody else interested in this committee?
I'd just like to clarify for the others, you call it instructional technology, but over the years, it's developed to include really curriculum in general. This committee looked at foreign languages started looking at them last year, so it is bigger than just, not that instructional technology on its own isn't important, but it's bigger than that. It's really looking at curriculum, and of course, would bring any recommendations to the full board for
Right.
vote, but yes.
All right, I was on that before, so I don't mind staying on it. Moving forward.
And Dave, depending on how the seats work out, I'd be happy as well.
All right, and then we need somebody for the Great Valley Safety Council, and Rachel, you would express some interest in that, all right? So you can be our representative on that. Council for Diversity and Inclusion, Samantha, you've been serving in that role, and you're gonna
Yeah, especially since it just started, I'd like to stay on it at least for the school year.
get it rolling, yeah? Because I think we've only had one meeting so far.
That's right, just one, the second one's next week.
And then there's a role for Special Ed Parent Advisory Council. This meets about 4 times a year. Is anybody interested in that one?
I will take that one.
Okay, thank you. Naya's for that one. And let's see, the Great Valley Foundation, Amy's been doing it for a little while, and they're kind of rolling, so you still interested in staying? All right. That takes care of that one. Parent Key Communicator, great group. Wendy, you want to take on that crowd?
Yes, I'd like to see
It's-
that one.
I love that group, so you'll like it. It's a lot of fun. It's 3 parents from every school, so they're very informed about what's going on. All right, the CCIU board member, is anybody interested in that role?
Could you explain again the time commitment for that one?
It's my understanding, it's generally once a month, 10 months a year. They try to cram everything into the one meeting instead of having a work session and a board meeting. The official meeting's at 7:30, the executive meeting's at 6:30 or 7, can't remember which. And then there's usually some committee meetings beforehand, and I don't know what that means. I'm afraid I can't elaborate on how many committees or if everybody's on a committee or not. But there's one board representative from every district, every school district in Chester County, so there's 12 board members on the IU board. And then they could meet, like last year, they had to replace the director, so they were going through the interview process, so there was extra meetings that went on as part of that, so. All right, I'll take this role for now and see what happens. Hopefully I can squeeze this in too. It's a lot of commitment, I know, from this role too, so no problem. All right, the Chester County Authority, School Authority Unit is the IU's Facilities Committee, basically. That does not have to be a board member. Carol Palmaccio, who used to be on the school board, has been our representative for the last few years, and I think her seat's not actually up yet,
Till
correct?
21.
All right, so we don't really have to reappoint her because she's still interested in doing it, so. The PSBA liaison / legislative representative, Wendy, you had expressed some interest, still interested in that? Okay, good. And then the NSBA representative, Neha, you had, all right. Put you down for that one. And that's all of them that I came up with. Did I miss any?
I just added them to the board docs.
Oh, okay. All right, so the committees will let you know when and where we're all meeting and go from there, so. All right, so at this point, we will adjourn the reorganization.
Do we have to approve the board meetings first, Dave? Yes. So I make
Oh,
a motion
sorry.
to approve the
There you go.
board
Sorry about
meetings
that.
for 2020 and through June of 2021.
All right, so we have a motion to approve the board meetings through 2021. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, so basically, this is the schedule for all the board meetings, the work sessions, the finance committee, and all the other committees. If there's a conflict with some times with new committee members, we can work out those committee times, potentially to change those. But everybody, please mark your calendars.
So what would be the process for changing the committee times?
Get together
Since we're
with your
voting-
committee and then get together with administration and work that out.
It doesn't have to be voted on again, we just decide it together and then it gets posted?
We'll get it announced
Okay,
and
thank you.
publicized. But make sure you get these into your calendar now. All right, so any other questions about any of these dates? And anytime there's a holiday, the board meeting's always the next day, Tuesday. All right. Seeing no questions, all those in favor? All right, motion passes 8-0. All right, did I get everything? All right, now motion to adjourn. All right, do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? All right, motion to adjourn passes. Thank you for attending the reorganization meeting. If you want to take your children home, it gets more exciting if they go home, probably. But they're welcome to stay if they want. You can sneak out at any time. You can stay till they get bored. Cherish those moments. All right, I will now call to order the December board meeting. All right, the board met in executive session to discuss a couple personnel issues beforehand. Secretary correspondence?
The only thing I had this evening was, sorry. And new board members, you'll see the little picture of the person on there with the mouth. You'll see everybody else pushing the button. So if you want to talk, you push the button. If not, I'll try to do it for you here. And then everybody has to remind me to push the button. Anyways, we received some correspondence from PSBA that's mostly geared for new board members with all the different services and the upcoming trainings and everything. But we also just uploaded those tonight to the to this agenda. So all those materials are there for you. And if you want a hard copy, I have it. And that's all I have to report this evening.
All right, thank you. Any other reports?
So under the Secretary's correspondence is the food drive, and we'll talk a little bit more about it in the superintendent's update, but to let everyone know that the food drive will be taking place this year to help our families. I believe it started in 2009, and our food service does an amazing job with supporting our families in need. So more information, there's also information on the website available for those who would like to donate.
And that food drive is important because for the week and a half, we don't have school. There's a lot of children who don't get good meals while they're home. Not because their parents don't want to give them a good meal, it's just not food available. So this food drive is to help that, correct?
Absolutely.
Yep. Excellent. All right, so next, we're going to move on to our student representatives. So for the new board members, every year we have a high school representative who is chosen by the staff, the principal, I guess, an assistant principal at the high school, through a rigorous process of interviews and, I don't know, did you write an essay also? Or just interview? Just interview. But his objective is to let us know what's going on in the schools and everything. And then we also bring in the different student councils at times. So you'll see the Charlestown Student Council one night, and next night it might be the middle school student council. So usually, yeah, it's they come twice a year, each school. But he's here every meeting, and he represents the high school, and he lets us know what's going on in the high school. And it's generally a senior, so they're counting down the days till June.
Hi, everyone. My name is David Nemeth. I'm happy to report, first off, that I'm no longer the least tenured member up here. I've been waiting a while to say that one. But over the past week, we had, before break, members of our student council officer team traveled to Pottsgrove High School for the first ever that we've attended from Great Valley, Jostens Renaissance Education presentation. The Renaissance Education program aims to make positive changes in school culture to keep students excited and engaged in school as the world keeps rapidly changing in the 21st century. A school principal from Tennessee named Dr. Phil Campbell was the presenter. He was very enthusiastic. He wore a bandana, and it was a lot of fun. He inspired us all to head back to school and start working with our school administrators to make baby steps towards a cultural shift in our school through more inclusive activities and to keep everyone excited about learning as we get older. Also, over the past week, Navarro and Sons donated 2 evergreen trees, one to the Great Valley High School and the other to General Wayne Elementary School, for our fundraisers for CHOP against childhood cancer. Gold ribbons will be sold during different lunches to decorate this tree as we approach the holiday season, and all of that money, as we leave on break in December, will be going to CHOP to support research in childhood cancer. Looking forward, tomorrow is our National Honor Society induction for the many juniors and seniors who are joining the Honor Society. The Desmond Club is hosting their annual holiday luncheon for local senior citizens. I've heard it's a big hit every year, but I've never been there. And lastly, the high school combined music concert is on December 10th. The band, choirs, and orchestra are all performing, and as a member of the band, I invite you all to come listen to us play some music. That's all I have to report.
All right, thanks. Got all the applications done?
Not yet.
Close, though, hopefully. All right, just making sure. We look forward to hearing those answers. All right, next up is the superintendent's report, or update.
We have amazing things going on in the district, so this is just a snippet of some of the amazing things. To begin, a General Wayne Elementary School student, 4th grade, Mio Imai, performed in early November with the New York Session Symphony. She played Mendelssohn's Violin Concerto in E minor, 3rd movement. The video of this performance is absolutely breathtaking, incredibly talented. Our 2 students, Patrick Lee, a student at Great Valley Middle School, and his dance partner and sister, Alika Lee, a student at Sugartown Elementary, qualified for the U.S. national team in the 2020 U.S. Ice Dance Finals held in November by U.S. Figure Skating. Patrick and Alika ranked 7th out of the 18 dance pairs nationwide at the juvenile level. Student at our high school, Shauna Dietz, a 10th grader, applied this summer for the URJ North America Teen Song Leading Fellowship. She was one of 30 students in all of North America who was selected. Her responsibilities include monthly Zoom meetings and additional work in her passion. The Widener Leadership Award, Great Valley senior Isabella Bonuno is the recipient for the 1920 Widener University High School Leadership Award. The award goes to a student who exhibits strong leadership skills, academic excellence, and exceptional character. Isabella will have the opportunity to participate in a leadership experience at Widener University, attend a celebratory breakfast, and be recognized for her community efforts. Should she choose to enroll at Widener University, she will also receive a $20,000 scholarship awarded over 4 years. Our WISE Club, which stands for Women in Science and Engineering, is a club at our high school. The club this year, and in years past, hosted a science day for all Great Valley fourth grade students. Elementary students visited the high school throughout the day to participate in science stations that addressed topics related to physics, chemistry, engineering, mathematics, and science. Through these interactive stations, the WISE Club members hope to give young students a taste of various STEM disciplines and a whole lot of fun. As we talked about, the food drive will be held over the holiday season for families in Great Valley. In response to the concern, the Great Valley School District Food Service Department began an annual food drive in 2009 that provides relief. Targeted to help families in need, the food drive provides families with breakfast and lunch items over the winter break. The Food Service Department is now accepting donations for this year's food drive. Those wishing to make a donation can drop it off at district office in any of the schools or in any of the school's cafeterias. Cash donations in the form of a check are also accepted, and more information can be found on our website. Our speaker series events, we've had 2 very successful speaker series events, both drawing strong attendance. The last event, Kids and Stress, brought about 150 participants who learned ways that families and educators can foster resilience and guide young people toward healthy ways to cope with stress. Resources from this year's events are posted on our website following each of the events. So any of the handouts or any of the information can be found on the website under the speaker series. The upcoming events, there are 3 of them. All of the events are held at the high school from 6:30 through 8:30. The next event is Isolation, the New Drug of Choice, which will be held February 26th. In April, Clearing the Air, which is a repeat of our vaping speaker series presentation. It will be updated to include the more recent information on health, the impacts to health. And then finally, Screenagers, which is on digital wellness, will be held on April 15th. The GVSD feasibility study. This fall, we've been pleased to welcome the community to join in future facilities planning. After an informational session in October that brought about 100 community members and a workshop session in November, we will continue our efforts with the second workshop in December. The December meeting will generate community conversation about future facility needs, allocation of resources, and an anticipated schedule of building improvements. It is not too late to be a part of these important discussions. Community members can register by visiting our website or by calling the district office. For the speaker series and the feasibility study work session, it is recommended that you register if you're interested in attending to allow us to make sure the facility will hold the number of people who choose to attend. Our upcoming events, as was shared by Mr. Nemeth, tomorrow evening is the National Honor Society induction at the high school at 7:30. December 5th, at the high school, the Desmond Senior Citizen Holiday Luncheon, and as was shared, it truly is an amazing event. Many senior citizens look forward to this event all year to ring in the holiday. December 9th, the Feasibility Community Workshop. December 20th is an early dismissal for students, and that will kick off the winter recess, which will take place December 23rd through January 1st. January 7th is our policy committee meeting at 7:30 a.m. in district office. January 8th, the Charlestown PTO meeting, the high school student council blood drive, General Wayne PTO meeting, and at the high school, the 10th grade student and parent night. December 4th, Charlestown third grade concert. December 5th, the 5th grade choral concert at General Wayne. December 10th, the high school combined music department concert, and that is truly an amazing event, as is the District Elementary Band and Orchestra concert at General Wayne on December 11th. December 12th, the winter choral concert for the middle school. December 16th, Katie Markley's fourth grade concert and choir concert. December 17th, Charlestown fifth grade concert. And January 9th, the middle school winter instrumental concert. All of that said, you have a lot of events to attend to see our amazing students and staff share their talents and skills with the community. So if anyone chooses to attend these events, I'm sure I will see you there.
Plenty of entertainment. with
Absolutely.
No reason to be sitting at home bored, right? All right. All right, so at this point, I will open up the podium for any public participation in any of the voting agenda items. If anyone wants to come to the podium and state their name and residency. All right, seeing none, we'll move on. All right, so the first thing we have up is to approve the minutes from last month's, last month's meeting.
Motion to approve 6.01 minutes of the November 18th meeting.
All right, and a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Second, does anybody have any question on these? So for the new board members, it's just literally approving the minutes of what was discussed and approved last month. All right. All right, seeing no questions, all those in favor? Motion passes 8-0. All right, next up is the financial approvals, and we'll go through these one by one for an explanation before we have any motions.
This evening, we have
I want to ask on the line, I assume that's one of many ways that we recruit. Are there other services that we also pay for recruiting, and this is one that we pay?
PA REAP is one of the big ones in the state.
Yes, we do. There are also advertising, individual advertising fees that we pay. PA REAP for educators is a very popular one, which is why we hold that subscription yearly.
Thank you.
Yes, and we do always use many other sources to attract applicants, yes.
Do you want a motion altogether or one by one?
Nope, we can do them all together.
I motion to approve 7.01 through 7.06 inclusive.
All right, do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments on any of these? Everybody, yep.
One question I had about the St. Mary's shelter is there any concern about how students choose to raise their own money and donate to an organization of their choice, if there are religious ties to it?
This it would fall under our club policy for student clubs, so the advisor would oversee that process. And they're just requesting to start this club. The advisor would comply with all of our charitable donation policies that are applicable with the district.
I think that's a great question, though, since it's a religious, it says Mary Shelter, but when you open it, it actually says St. Mary Shelter. So it is a religious organization. Are there any restrictions to that because it's a religious organization? Or
Let me be
religiously
very clear
affiliated?
that I'm sure it's providing
Yeah.
a much-needed and wonderful service to the community. I just wanted to be clear about if there's any conflict. I'm sure this has been vetted and discussed.
Yes, and I believe the purpose of the housing, it's held in a location that is a former church. I believe it is non-denominational.
All right, any other questions? All right, all those in favor? Motion passes 8-0. Next up is personnel items. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve 8.01.
Second?
Second.
All right, any question on any of these? So these are just any and all personnel adjustments that are made, anything from leaves to change of status to hirings that all get lumped in here. So you'll see all kinds of different level of people, anything from an hourly person to professional staff or even, well, I guess the contracts aren't there, but a principal or anything to that level would be listed here, whether it be hiring, resignation, medical leave. So just, you'll see these every month. All right. All right, seeing no questions or comments, all those in favor? All right, motion passes 8-0. Great Valley Summer Learning Experiences.
Motion to approve 9.01 Great Valley School District Summer Learning Experiences.
Do I have a second?
Second.
A second, do I have an explanation?
Yes, the different learning experiences are identified there for you. The goal, as we had stated, is to have these available for parents in January. So as they're doing planning, these summer sessions will be held between the weeks of June 22nd through August 6th, Monday through Thursday. And it is delineated in the catalog when that comes out, when those sessions will be held. Some sessions are morning sessions, some are afternoon sessions, some are week-long sessions, some of them are two-week sessions. They all run in concert with our extended school year offerings and our ESL summer camp offerings. So,
Yeah, so these are all going to be run all summer long. I mean, different times during the summer.
Exactly.
So we're just approving the programs. And these are all revenue neutral from a school district point of view, meaning that those who participate will pay a fee, which will cover the expenses of the program, correct?
yes.
Right?
These look a little different, excuse me, than some of the camp offerings last year. Talk to me about how this list came to be.
The process is, Abby Linderman oversees these summer learning experiences, and a request for proposals is sent out to staff members and anyone who may be interested in offering sessions. So the sessions that are offered are then vetted and put into a time slot, and this is the list of those sessions that will be offered by Great Valley staff and sponsored in Great Valley. There are also a number of sessions that are available that will be included in the catalog that are offered on Great Valley School District property. However, they may not be sponsored by Great Valley. For example, there's a theater opportunity that students may be able to access that is held at General Wayne. It is not sponsored by Great Valley School District, but it is held on our property. So all of those will be included just for ease for parents. So when they're planning for the summer, all of the information will be available so they can make an informed decision. So what you'll notice is some camps were held last year, and parents really didn't realize that they weren't sponsored by Great Valley School District because it was confusing. They were held in our facilities. So we're going to delineate that this year, but I don't want to not include them all in one place for the purposes of ease for parents and scheduling.
And do you know when that full catalog might be available?
We are shooting for the second week in January.
I have a question. I see that one of the ones that we're offering is a college essay and application prep. And I know that we also advertise school-sponsored ones that take place in our facilities. So are we going to have one we're going to be competing with one we're going to advertise? We've had them every summer for the past few summers because having had a senior.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we now have a staff member who is willing to offer that.
So are we
as
still going to
part of
have
our summer
are we going to have ours plus the other one and we're going to advertise both of them?
If a provider chooses to use our facility rental, they can certainly do that as well.
But when we promote, in the past we've promoted, I've received emails as a parent saying whatever company is offering this summer at the school, so I'm questioning.
Right, and our goal is I don't look at it as a competition, because again, it's cost neutral. So if it is offered by our staff member on a week that isn't convenient to a parent for vacation purposes,
okay.
but we can offer that opportunity from an outside vendor, to me, it's about giving the opportunity to the parent and their child. It's not really about competing. So there may be parents who would be interested in having their child, and there may be a child who would be interested in attending more than one.
Yes.
I don't know if that is actually realistic, but that would not be a decision that I would propose on anyone. I would assume that that could be a discussion held with the parent and their child.
Okay, and I also would imagine this is going to come out in January, and those other ones, usually we don't know until May or something because those companies don't do that early. So this would be, an early bird could get this one, and somebody who comes around in May would be able to have the other choice. So I think that works.
And that's the feedback that we heard from parents, is they're starting to plan their vacations in January, and they felt last year as though they had already planned a vacation and would have really liked to take advantage of the summer learning opportunities. So the goal is to get these out ahead of time.
And Regina, are they open to everyone or just Great Valley students?
Great Valley residents. So if you're a resident in Great Valley School District, it is
Whether
open
you're
to you.
coming to the public school system or not?
Absolutely.
All right. Any other questions on this? All right, all those in favor? Motion passes 8-0. All right, that ends the voting session of our meeting. I should have mentioned to the new board members, we raised our hand because we were asked by public years ago to raise our hands so that people could physically see on the television also and know for sure who voted which way. So that's why we've raised our hands, just so you know, rather than just to say the aye or not, because sometimes you can't tell who said aye and who didn't. So I should have explained that earlier, sorry. All right, I'll reopen the microphone for any other public comments, if anybody has any. All right, seeing none. Any other board comments? I'll start by saying welcome to our new members again. It's exciting to have new members. January we'll welcome Mr. Dittman, and looking forward to working with all of you. So exciting time, and want to wish everybody a happy holiday, whatever it means to you, religious-wise or not, but have a good vacation period. Relax. Any other comments?
Just a question, Dave, in the organization meeting, which I realize is closed, I wasn't sure if we got someone to be the legislative rep. Did I miss that? Did it go? That was you. Okay, thank you.
It's blended as the PSBA/legislative rep, that's why. No problem.
And in the organization meeting, you'll see in that, as you were identifying, they've been added. So you can check, please, if there are any errors, let me know, and we'll update those to reflect accurately your choices.
All right, any other comments or questions? All right, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Motion passes 8-0. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.